What's up, Garden Warfare fans? It's StrangeLuv here, and for today's video we are checking out a brand new multiplayer map that was revealed this weekend over on the PopCap livestream. But first of all, I wanted to apologize for my microphone being a little bit echoey. I just recently moved into a new place and the room that I record in is pretty empty, so it's a tiny bit echoey, but hopefully it doesn't bother you guys too much, and don't worry, I am working on a fix. Alright, so anyway, for this video we are taking a look at the brand new Herbal Assault map called Zomburbia. Now, this gameplay footage was taken from the most recent PopCap livestream over on their Twitch channel, which I will put a link down below in the description if you want to go check them out. They stream every week, and Marcel was actually showcasing the Frost Rose as well, which was a character that we did not get to play in the beta, so it was pretty interesting seeing her and her charge-up ability on her wand in this gameplay. But I won't get into too many details with that right now. I will save the Frost Rose for another video. For right now, let's check out what the Zomburbia map is all about. Alright, so when you begin a match as a plant on Zomburbia in Herbal Assault, you start off on one of these checkerboard Plants vs. Zombies inspired gardens just outside of the gates of Zomburbia. And if you guys have played the original Plants vs. Zombies games, you can definitely tell the reference here. So when you're playing as a plant on Zomburbia, you actually have multiple paths that you can take to approach the first capture point depending on your plan of attack. You can either go through the main Zomburbia gate, which I believe is always open and I'm pretty sure it's the most obvious option, or you can go underground through a little tunnel that probably goes past the sewers and crops up on the other side, somewhere probably behind the capture point, or you could break a hole in one of these side walls, and normally these are just fully intact walls, but if you inflict enough damage on them, you will break a hole in them, allowing you to have another path that you can take to the capture points. Now, Zomburbia is where the zombies actually live, so some of the buildings and houses are designed to reflect which zombies live there. So when you go to the first capture point, you'll notice that this is actually the All-Stars mansion. And this mansion's a pretty big place, but it is for a fairly hefty zombie, and it has a bunch of football decorations out front, as well as an empty swimming pool where the capture point actually is. And it's just interesting to see that the zombies actually live and thrive somewhere. Alright, so on the way to the next capture point, the next section that you pass through on the Zomburbia map is the zoo, and this is everything you would think it is. There's little creatures and odd little animals locked up in cages all throughout the zoo for you to look at. You're actually encouraged to feed the animals different body parts and limbs if you have any to spare, and I'm actually wondering if some of these creatures are capable of being released while you're playing, like as sort of an Easter egg or something like that. So I'll definitely want to try that out once we get our hands on this map, but I thought this was a really awesome feature that they added to Zomburbia, and it totally makes sense because, you know, the zoologist needs a place to work, even though I didn't see him working. Maybe he took the day off, but either way, I'm really excited to see the zoo. Now, the next section beyond the zoo actually sort of reveals what Zomburbia thematically is all about, and let me explain what that means. So imagine you're a zombie living in Zomburbia and you want to live up to Dr. Zomboss's full expectations, but you're just a little too dumb. Well, how do you fix that? You go get an education. And where would you do that? Zomboss Academy, of course. That's right, Zomburbia has its own zombie university, and not only that, it even has its own university row with a bunch of different frat houses, and it just so happens that while you're trying to capture objectives on this Herbal Assault map, it's smack dab in the middle of homecoming week. So as you approach the next capture point, you'll run into a series of zombie homecoming floats, which are actually designed by the different variants in the game. And further up, there's actually a capture point right in the middle of a concert floor for a band called the Brain Bats. And from the looks of it, it seems that Baron Von Bats is one of the lead members of this group, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Roadie Z was also on tour with these guys as well. Plus, when you're on your way to the university capture point, you'll run into all of these club recruitment tables, which I just thought was hilarious, because when you're at a major university, during the early weeks of school, especially during homecoming, you'll see these club recruitment tables everywhere, so I just thought that was a really fitting touch that they added. So once the plants capture the last capture point, we get to experience probably what I think is one of the most funniest final stages in any of these turf takeover maps, and basically all you have to do is ruin the zombies' graduation party, which if you're a fan of the zombies, that's pretty heartbreaking considering that the zombies barely can stop eating brains long enough to go get an education, that graduating from any sort of university is a major accomplishment for the zombies, and here come the plants to ruin their fun. But you know what, that's just how life is in Zomburbia, I suppose. Tough break. So basically what you have to do to ruin the zombies' party is deface a bunch of school property, and so you're gonna look for a bunch of toilet paper rolls on the ground, which of course are gonna be used to TP a bunch of statues out front, and then you're gonna head inside this main building of the university, and you're going to paint over some of the precious Zomboss artwork that you find inside. Now, in this gameplay, the round actually ends a little bit early, so we don't get to see the full destruction of the banquet hall or the library, but you know what, it's this kind of humor that people really love about the Garden Warfare series, and I'm really looking forward to playing Herbal Assault just to play the Zomburbia map, even based off of what we've seen. So leave me a comment down below of what you think of this lovely purple zombified map, as well as which plant character you're going to try and wreak havoc with once you reach the zombies' doorstep. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, stay strange my loves, and until next time, this is StrangeLuv signing out.